PAN, permanent account number. What does PAN mean in income tax? Permanent account number PAN is assigned to each and every Indian citizen who has to pay tax. All the existing assessees, all the existing taxpayers, or any other person who has to file a return of income, he should have a PAN. Even if you are filing the return on behalf of somebody else, you are required to have a PAN number. Anybody who wants to enter into financial economic transactions, it is mandatory that you have to quote the PAN number. All tax related information for a single person is recorded in his PAN number. It is the primary key for the storage of information for all the income tax purposes. Now my PAN number will have all the details of what tax have I paid, what is the refund, whatsoever communication, whatsoever payment has to be done, it has to be done under a single number which is called PAN. According to section 139A, each person whose income exceeds the tax-free exemption limit has to have a PAN number. He has supposed to apply to the assessing officer for the allotment of PAN in the prescribed time. In case your income does not exceed the tax-free limit, then you don't need to have a PAN. But once you fall under that category, it is mandatory to have personal PAN number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric character which has alphabets as well as the numerals, and they total up get to 10 digit. Means alphabets plus numbers make 10 digits, which is issued in the form of a laminated card by the income tax department to every assessee. PAN number is meant to identify the return, the tax payment, the challans, any other sum which is received from the assessee, and the link to these assessment records to facilitate quick disposal of their refund and assessments. The income tax department will identify you by your PAN number. Just as we take the admission in a college or a university, we are allotted a particular roll number or a computer number, and all the further communication you have to quote your roll number. Similarly, the income tax department has issued this number to you, and this number will be mandatory quoted in all the communication with the income tax department. In India, all the financial transactions above a certain limit have to have PAN number compulsory. PAN is used to track the inflow and outflow of your money, and any communication from the income tax department will be received through this number. PAN is unique for every entity. You will have a different PAN number and I will have my own personal PAN number, and no two PAN numbers will be the same. Therefore, its misuse is not possible for the purpose of tax evasion. You cannot use it to evade the tax because everybody has its individual PAN number. It is a computerized based system to identify all the taxpayers differently in the country. All the tax related information is recorded in this PAN number, which acts as the primary key for the storage of information. The same PAN number will be shared across the country. Even if I am operating in the north or in the south or any other part of the country, the same PAN number will exist and no two people will have the same PAN number. Question is, where is PAN compulsory? It is compulsory when your income exceeds the total tax-free limit. Once you cross that limit, it is mandatory to have a PAN number. Secondly, any person who carries some business or profession where the gross receipt exceeds 5 lakh in the previous year. If it is under 5 lakh, you don't need to have, but once you cross 5 lakh, it is required to have a PAN. If you are an importer or an exporter in India, PAN is compulsory. The person is an assessee under Service Tax Act. The person is an assessee under Central Excise Rules 1944, or he is an assessee under Central Sales Tax Act or Value Added Tax Act of any state or any union territory. In all these cases, you are compulsory to have a PAN number. Where is PAN not required? There are certain cases. where you can work in India without having a PAN number. Rule 114C provides the provision of section 139A will not apply to the following. If you are a non-resident assessee, no need. If you are having an agricultural income plus you don't have any other income which is chargeable to Income Tax Act. You are having agricultural income, all right, but if you have any other income which is chargeable to Income Tax Act, then you need to have. But if there is no other source of income other than your agricultural income, then there is no need of PAN, but you have to provide this declaration in the form 61 provided to you. Further, PAN is not required for central government. It is also not required for any state government. What are the transactions where quoting of PAN is compulsory? Supposingly you are selling or purchasing a motor vehicle other than the two-wheeler, you have to mention. You have to mention the PAN number if you are selling or purchasing any shares or securities exceeding 1 lakh. You also have to mention if you are paying any hotel bill exceeding 50,000 at any one time. If a cash payment is going to happen more than 50,000 for any hotel, you have to mention your PAN. It's required to mention in all the TDS certificates, all the TCS certificates, all sales tax registration, and of course, when you are applying to any bank for the issue of credit card or debit card, you have to quote your PAN number. What is the penalty for the non-compliance of these rules? In case you don't follow section 139A or apply for a false PAN or quote something wrong, you are liable to pay the penalty of the sum to the extent of 10,000 rupees. Application for the allotment of PAN. Form 49A has to be filled by Indian citizens and the foreign citizens who are located outside India. And in case you have applied and you have not got your PAN number, you can mention this form where the applicant has applied for the PAN. The same form can be quoted. Application request for the new PAN card or any changes or correction in your old PAN card. A person who has obtained the PAN card wants to get a new PAN with some corrections or some changes. You are required to submit your application in the prescribed form to the Income Tax Department. In that case, a new PAN card will be issued, but the PAN number will be the same, but the new PAN card will have your updated information and it will be issued to you, and the same form can be used by Indian citizens as well as foreign citizens. Procedure to apply for PAN if the applicant is not able to sign. In case the applicant does not know how to sign, in that case, he should give the left hand thumb impression, preferably in black ink. It should be given on the PAN application form. But this thumb impression has to be attested by the magistrate or the notary public or the gazetted officer with its due official seal and the stamp. Is father's name compulsory to mention in the individual application form? Now, the thing is that all the individual applicants, including the females, whether the female is married or whether the female is unmarried, irrespective of the marital status, you have to mention their father's name in the PAN. All the married ladies also will not mention the husband's name. Married ladies will mention the father's name. If the applicant is having only mother as a single parent, then in that case, the applicant wants to furnish only the name of the mother. You have to mandatorily tick the relevant box in the application form, and in that case, you will mention only the mother's name in the mother name field. Applicant should tick the box for printing the mother's name on the PAN card. Now, in this case, the father's name need not to be filled in the application form. Phone number and email ID. It is mandatory that the applicant has to mention both the things, the telephone number and the valid email ID, so that if Income Tax Department wants to contact you, if there is any discrepancy found, you can easily be contacted. Now, PAN for minor or lunatic. If you are under 18 years of age or the applicant is a little lunatic or mentally retarded, idiot, something like that, then such persons, they should be represented through the representative assessee. Somebody else will be representing the minor or the lunatic persons. The details of these representative assessee have to be mentioned in the item 14 of the application of PAN card. Is it allowed to have more than one PAN card? No, it is not. And penalty of 10,000 can be imposed on you in case you go for a more than one PAN card, which is totally against the law. If I have more than one PAN card, I should immediately submit the application for the cancellation of all other PAN cards. I should fill and submit PAN change request application form. Mention the PAN number which I am currently using. Other PANs which are allotted to you should be mentioned at the item 11 of the form. Third party verification is done in the PAN applicants to check the genuineness of the documents which are submitted, and if such document is found fake, the income tax department can take suitable action against the applicant. Procedure to cancel or surrender PAN. In case you wanted to cancel or surrender the PAN, you need to personally visit the local income tax assessing officer and request him to cancel, and then you can surrender your PAN card. So here we come to the end of the article. I hope I have made the things clear to you. In case you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed.